All right, turning to our next guest, Elin Hilderbrand. She is known as the queen of the summer novel, and if anything, that's an understatement. She's written 29 books, many transporting readers to the sandy shores of Nantucket Island, Massachusetts. It includes her bestseller, The Perfect Couple, which is being adapted into a television series. She's got a lot of bestsellers, though. Her new novel is out today. It's called The 5-Star Weekend, and it follows popular food blogger Hollis Shaw as she hosts a weekend with best friends from 4 different phases of her life. It's Hilderbrand's second to last beach novel before she plans to retire. This is not breaking news, Ellen. You have announced it before.
I have.
But it is a very sad approaching date for many readers.
Or exciting if you're me.
Yeah. But fortunately, they have a long backlist that they can make their way through.
Absolutely.
Rereading does reward itself. All right, The 5-Star Weekend. What we didn't say in that little summary there is it follows a widow who reconnects with 5 friends. How did this idea come to you?
So I have a writer friend who attended a 5-star weekend on Nantucket, and she invited me for a drink, and she explained the premise of it. And although her situation was different, what I attached to was the idea of inviting your closest friend from each phase of your life, because as we get older, our circumstances change, we grow, and our friendships change. And what would it be like to invite people from different stages of your life? Would they get along? Would there be drama?
Because they don't know each other.
Because they don't know each other.
And I love the
so that's what the book explores.
So not only that, Hollis Shaw is her name. Every time I read your books, I'm practically drooling on the page, because this is what she served at dinner. Cilantro and lime marinated swordfish with avocado sauce, a summer squash tart with goat cheese and mint, large green salad, homemade baguettes with black pepper butter. But of course, do you actually cook yourself? Can you do this?
I do. So I became...
That's not all that. I mean, that's a doable.
All the
black pepper, just put it in the butter.
Right. Well, I turn my own butter, Tony.
All right,
just FYI.
All right.
I turn my own butter.
Come on.
Tony.
That's Amish vibes right there. Wow. Okay.
I turn my own butter. It's surprisingly easy. But yeah, so I'm
the food
Yes.
plays such a major role in your books, which I love so much. But I love the idea of this 5-star weekend bringing friends together, because one of the people, quote, friend, isn't really a friend. It's not somebody that she even knows, but they do have a connection that we find out later.
Right.
Jaw-dropping.
So the friend from midlife that she invites is one of her followers on her blog.
Yes.
And she's never met her before, but they've sort of connected in the messages, as sometimes people do. And yeah, it turns out there's a big surprise about who she is.
I know reading is up to the person who holds the book, but what do you think readers should take away from this?
I mean, I feel like it's a celebration of women's friendship and an acknowledgement of the fact that we do change. And, you know, if I had the 5-star weekend, you know, my friends from high school are very different from the friends I have now.
Of course.
And their only common ground is me. And so it's such an interesting dynamic.
Premise, yes.
It's fascinating.
And I
It did
feel
make me think, who would you invite when you think about your life?
And how would they get along?
Yes.
If they
and how would they get along?
Yes,
And I
yes.
think guys can do it too.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
But you say that this is your last book in the lead.
Second to last.
Second to last.
You're winding down.
Yeah.
Why are you winding down? Do you really feel ready? Well, clearly you feel ready. Why do you feel ready is a better question.
I just want to make sure that every book that I write is as good as or better than the last one, and I feel myself coming to an end of my natural material. Nantucket is 4 miles wide and 13 miles long.
You're running out of ideas?
Running out of material, yeah. And I just want to make sure I go out on a very high note.
Yeah. I imagine it's
Okay,
hard.
but what if you move from Nantucket to someplace else?
Well, it's not impossible, right? Never
Okay.
say never.
Well, so then what are you going to do in retirement, given that you're already churning your own butter and apparently making baguettes?
Well, I'm starting a podcast which launches tomorrow,
Right,
and
okay.
it's called Books, the Beach, and Beyond with my work husband, Tim Talks Books, and it's a big swing literary podcast. We have Ann Patchett, we have Colleen Hoover, we have Taylor Jenkins
Brought in the
Reid,
big guns.
we have Gilbert Cruz, who is the editor of the New York Times Book Review.
Wow.
He did an interview, so that's where I'm sort of going to focus my energy.
But aren't you and your daughter, how old is your daughter?
She's 17.
17. Aren't you and your daughter doing something together?
Yeah, so
Right?
we're going to write 2 novels set at a New England boarding school. And that will be sort of a fresh arena for me with a new Gen Z voice sprinkled in. So looking forward to that.
And how are you feeling, Ellen? We always have to ask this.
Thank you.
One of the first times you came, you were going to have cancer surgery the very next day.
Yes.
We couldn't believe that she was in the studio the day before you were going to have surgery.
So, ironically, on Sunday night, I was at a book party, and my surgeon, who did my double mastectomy, was at the party. Whoa. And I got to say thank you to her. In the last 9 years since I was first on, I've written 15 books.
Wow.
And I got to see my children grow up.
Yes.
And that is, that's priceless.
What a beautiful thing. And you've given the world another beautiful book.
Thank you.
When you arrive on our set to do these interviews, I know my summer is on its way as well. So like, this is a marker on
That
my
is
calendar
true.
as well.
That's right.
That is
when I see
true.
these images, yep.
This is so well done.
Yeah, it's so well done. Elin Hilderbrand,
Lots
thank
of
you very
twists and
much.
turns.
The 5-Star Weekend is a 5-star book, and it's on
Yes.
sale right now.
Tony, nice.
Go get it now.